What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. And hey, it's Super Bowl Monday. I'm feeling good. I'm going to Mark's house today, and we're going to, we're going to stream the Super Bowl. So make sure you guys tune into that. But, today, the last, 20 some odd years, I've been wondering, why aren't we playing today? Like, what are some of the things, it's been 20 some odd years. Like, why aren't we in contention for this? Perennially, like annually, like every year, like why, like with the organization, with the resources and things that we have, why are we so spotty? Why are we good one year? Why are we, bad for a couple years, then we're good again? Like, why can't we, with the tools and the players that we have, why are we not where we need to be? And I came up with a couple of points, but it all really points back to the fact that the front office really lacks vision. And what I mean by vision is being able to see things that aren't really directly in front of you, and that sometimes goes with, playing it safe. I think that a lot of the times the organization has played it safe and it has bit us in the ass, if I could say it that way. But here are the points that I kind of came up with, right? And a lot of the times we've had the same problems over the last couple of years, but they just don't value those things. One of them is continuity on the defensive side. We've had 4 to 5 different defensive coordinators in the last 10 years, if you're counting Wade Phillips. That's a lot of defensive coordinators. And you know what that means? That's a lot of turnover, and that's a lot of guys that have got caught in the shuffle of players that really just weren't good enough to fit into anybody's scheme, but we didn't have the vision to put somebody in place for a long term and actually build on what we have. So there's no continuity on the defensive side. Offensively, over the last 10 years, they've been pretty much running a lot of the same system with a few tweaks here and there. So that's why they're hitting the ground running on the offensive side, so you're able to, keep plugging and playing and drafting guys over there, and we're not missing. On the defensive side, this is, why the defense has struggled and why the defense has been inconsistent over that time is because, for one, they keep hiring these retread defensive coordinators, these old-ass names who had success a long time ago somewhere else, and we keep trying to recreate greatness that somebody else had vision on way back when the game has evolved so much since then. Here are the names, man. Kiffin, Rob Ryan, Marinelli, Nolan, Quinn. Over that time, we were trying to create Tampa Bay. We were trying to recreate New England, and we were trying to recreate Tampa Bay again. And then we were trying to recreate what Seattle did when we brought in Chris Richard to help Marinelli. And then with Nolan, we were trying to recreate what the Baltimore Ravens did when he had all of those guys over there and he came behind Marvin Lewis. And then now we're trying to recreate what Seattle did again. Why are we trying to recreate so much of what somebody else did in the past? How about this? How about hiring somebody on their own merit? Really? Their own merit. Really? The best guy. Not trying to pick somebody that you love from the country club status and going with the best guy and really just building behind it. Defensively, that's what we've done, and that's why we're stuck in the position that we are. Number 2, Dak's contract is proof of what I'm talking about with vision. Dak's contract should have been signed 2 to 3 years ago if they had any type of vision. If they thought that this was the guy, which I don't believe. And, I'll touch on it a little bit later as things unfold. I don't believe they believe Dak is our quarterback. Because if so, I believe they would have signed him a couple of years ago, and we wouldn't be in the situation that we are. The only reason we're in the situation we are is because they don't have a better answer at quarterback. They don't have somebody that they love enough to really go out there and trade or do whatever. But not signing Dak has hurt us in the long run. This is the vision we're talking about. You let guys like Zeke stronghold you. You let guys like DeMarcus Lawrence stronghold you. You had guys like Tyrone Crawford that you signed to a deal. You signed Jalen to a deal. You signed all those guys, but you didn't think that it was more important to sign the most lucrative market position in the NFL, the most important position on your team, the most important person in your locker room, obviously. You didn't have the vision to see, damn, well, that contract is going to go up and keep going up and keep going up. It doesn't matter if he's a bum or not. The market is the market. You guys didn't have the vision to see, oh, well, if we signed him 2 years ago, then we'll be able to sign Byron. Then we'll be able to sign some of these other guys, and we'll have the flexibility in the cap room. You guys weren't able to see that. And that's where we are now. No Byron. And also, with the vision comes pro talent. Being able to talk about, oh, this guy doesn't fit our scheme. He's not prototypical. He's not the size that we want. And we keep passing on T.J. Watts in free agency. We keep passing on Tyrann Mathieu. We keep passing on guys that can ball, that have great tape, that have, just because they don't fit the measurables that you want. That's not vision, just if you're going off a measurable. Vision is being able to say, damn, that's a really good player, and I think we can make things work. But I'm watching Kansas City win with the guys that we don't think is good enough for our future. I'm sitting there watching them. We're all going to be watching them today. Number 3, in 2014, I put up a tweet, and it's a funny tweet about who I would want in the draft. And Aaron Donald was number 1, and I think number 2 was Anthony Barr, who's also a baller in the NFL. And then number 3 was Zach Martin, and then I think the other 2 were safeties. I think it was Calvin Pryor and Clinton Dix, who we ended up getting and cutting, by the way. But anyway, like when I looked at that, I was like, damn. Like, we still looking for a defensive tackle, and we still looking for a safety. 7 years later. Why is that? No vision. They have no vision on what it is that we want to do defensively. We just keep trying to recreate everything else and not valuing how the game has changed. Guess what? There are rules against the pass now. The best thing you can do against that is control the middle of the field. Safeties, D tackles, linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep getting edge rushers. We keep getting edge rushers every damn year, and we keep getting cornerbacks. We've gotten cornerbacks a million times. The formula just don't work. It don't work because there's no such thing as a shutdown corner like Deion Sanders anymore. Not with these rules. You won't just get a corner and plug him. He's going to cover half of the field. It's just not going to happen. With the way that route concepts are, with the way that tight ends are today, up the seam, and with the way that, these receivers are built and you can't touch them anymore, it is not the same. And we keep drafting like it's the 1990s where we just, we can get us a guy in the 6th round, we can get us a guy in the 4th round or whatever, instead of just taking the best guys available and making it work. We have no vision. So it's funny that in 2014, we have the same issues in 2021 right now. Number 4, I already talked about it. We stuck in the 90s. Every time you hear Jerry talk, he's talking about something that we did in the 90s. Something we did in the 90s. But it's funny because I look at some of the things that Emmitt Smith has said recently. I'll look at some of the things that Troy Aikman said recently, which I just did a video on. He's talking about Dak Prescott's contract. Those guys know that the Jones are messing this up, and they're straight up telling you this. And they're the cornerstone guys that Jones keeps talking about, and they know what it was. They know that the Joneses are messing this up, and they keep treating it like this is the 90s or this is the early 2000s. We keep trying to recreate something that was great in the past instead of trying to really get ahead of the curve. We're always behind the curve. And that's why we are where we are, because simply we have no way of moving forward. We're always dragging our ass, And the last thing, really, one of the reasons I say we have no vision is because we have no balls as an organization. We have no balls. The Joneses have no balls. Will McClay, if he's making decisions, he has no balls. Those guys have no balls. And I say that because they pussyfoot around the situation all the time. They pussyfoot around what they want to do. We know they want to make Kellen Moore the head coach in waiting, just like they did Jason Garrett. We know that. But, you know, when you look at the teams like the Rams, and, you know, I don't necessarily agree with everything the Rams did, but when they got their guy, they got their guy. And they went with it. When you're looking at Kansas City, right? They knew Andy Reid was their guy. They just gave him control. They knew what it was. And when I'm looking at other teams across the NFL, I like Flores like in Miami. Dallas would have never hired no damn Flores to be the coach. But you know what they're going to do? This is what Dallas does, and this is why we suck. Straight up. They already know what the hell they're going to do, and they just BS the process and they try to cut corners. Instead of really hiring the best guys for the job, and that goes for players as well. They like who they like, and that's who they put their eggs into. They don't give the best people the opportunity to show it. They already know what they're going to do. That's why we got McCarthy. We didn't. Our hiring process wasn't very long. Same thing happened with Quinn. I hope Quinn works out, but the hiring process was BS, and y'all know it. Y'all know it was BS. But that's all I really got, man. Our organization just lacks vision. They have no way of really just having our own identity. There's no identity in Dallas right now. None. Because the organization simply lacks vision. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come out with content. Peace.